We just started the stream. We're just getting it going. We're going to get the debates going real quick. What's up, everyone joining in from Dean Stream? Thank you, everyone, for joining in. Thank you, everyone, for joining in. What's up? What's up? What's up? We're going to be on for a long time tonight. We got like 5 or 6 hours that will be on. I'm excited. Everyone. What's up? What's up? Do tap that screen. Do share the live. It will help get it out to more people. Cool to see everyone. Thank you, Sarah. I appreciate the galaxy. Thank you. We're going to start getting it going, everyone. Only send a guest request if you meet the set of criteria on the screen. I am going to tell the Instagram right now I am live. I'm live on main account. Boom. All right, perfect. What's up, Jeff? Thank you so much for the $5. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Yeah, it was bad. I wish I had more time. I was just about to get to the point where it was brutal. Feisty, thank you so much for the 5 subscriptions. Thank you so much on YouTube Super Chat. Thank you so much. Can we get some W's for Feisty in the comment section for the 5 membership subscriptions? As well as thank you for the subscription. Oh, I can't even check. How old are you? JP, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Hello, how old are you? Okay, let's go on to the next individual. Only send a guest request if you meet the set of criteria on the screen, everyone. We're just looking for some debates. Let's get everyone joining in from Dean's stream. Do tap that screen. Do share the live. If you're on YouTube, make sure to like the stream. Yo, what's up? How old are you? How old are you?
Hello?
Yeah, how old are you?
Yeah, my bad. 25.
Do you support Donald Trump?
25. Yeah, it's one of those things where it comes down to... Sorry, do you mind if I just get straight into why?
Yeah, go. Why do you support Donald Trump?
Oh, some of his words just really speak to me, especially the pieces going from particularly kind of that aspect of going after the bourgeoisie, taking back the means of production for the proletariat.
Yeah, Trump really speaks about that a lot, yeah. Trump is just, reading the straight communist manifesto. That's what Trump is doing. Oh. Only send a guest request if you meet the set of criteria on the screen. We're just looking for some debates. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria on the screen. Let's go on to the next individual. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria on the screen. By the way, Purdy, thank you so much for the membership for the subscription here on TikTok, as well as Matt. Thank you so much for the subscription. Good to see you, Matt. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Hello.
How old are you?
18.
Do you support Donald Trump?
Yeah.
What's your birth year?
2000. Shit.
Yeah, nice job. Let's go on to the next person. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria on the screen. Shit. What's up, everyone on YouTube? Make sure to like that stream. Yo, what's up, how old are you?
You pedophile. You'll be exposed, motherfucker.
I don't even know what he said. LOL, thank you so much. I appreciate the 5 on Super Chat. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. On YouTube Super Chat, thank you. Blake, thank you so much for the $5. I really appreciate it. Good to see you. Lion of God, thank you so much for the $10. Brittany, thank you for the $5. Amy with the $1. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. Yes, W's. I just reposted that recently. Maudie, thank you for the $4.20 again. Thank you. Lori Nell, thank you so much for the $1. I told people to vote for him. Oh, Purdy with all the subscriptions here on TikTok. Thank you so much, Purdy. I don't even know how many that was. Give me some W's for Purdy in the comment section right now for all the subscriptions here on TikTok. Thank you so much, Purdy. I really appreciate it. Let's get some W's for Purdy in the comment section right now. Thank you so much. Silent, thank you so much for the $20 for I saw a baby gator with a moth on its head today. Oh. Yo, what's up, how old are you?
We have to.
In silent, W end of the message. W end of the message. W elevation. Let's go on to the next individual. Only send a guest request to meet that set of criteria on the screen, everyone. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
21.
Do you support Donald Trump?
I do.
And what's your birth year?
2004.
Yeah, and what month?
June.
And why do you support Donald Trump?
The no tax on overtime is pretty cool. I'll take it.
So the no tax on overtime was specifically a deduction, $12,500 from your income. So it's not that you get 12,500. It's just that you get to deduct your taxable income by 12,500,
Yeah, good.
and
That's
it's
another
only for
what?
a few years.
5-6 grand in my pocket. Good. I'll take it.
5-6 grand. Okay, interesting. But like if we want to reference 12,500 in terms of overtime, right? You're saying that that is justified given the level of amount of money that it takes from people who are in the low and middle class, while giving disproportionate massive tax breaks to millionaires and billionaires. This overall policy, right, takes from the bottom 20% of income earners, decreases their after-tax income by hundreds of dollars per year, right, and then gives massive tax breaks that disproportionately give tax breaks to the rich and wealthy in the top 1%. So how do you think that that's good policy? Also, given that it adds 3.4 trillion to the debt.
I'm pretty sure I'm in the lower middle class, but you know, I'll take the extra 5-6 grand.
That wouldn't be 5-6
Cash.
grand if you're in the lower middle class, because that your top, it's you, all you would save is your top effective tax rate. I mean, top marginal tax rate. Sorry,
You can deduct up to 12.5 thousand, right?
12,500. Yeah, so you'll save whatever your top marginal tax rate is, because that's what you would have paid otherwise on that income.
Yeah.
So that's all.
That's what
You,
I'm saying.
okay, so then whatever. So just take whatever your top marginal tax rate is, and then multiply that by 12,500. That's how much more money that you'd get, right? And that in itself, by itself, in isolation, is a good policy, but it's not in isolation. We have to look at the overall effect of the bill. It adds 3.4 trillion dollars to the debt, and it also it makes us worse off in terms of taking money from the poorest Americans and giving to the richest Americans. It takes over 10 million people off their health insurance and millions off food stamps.
Good.
You think that's good?
You know how many people are abusing that shit? Good.
Okay, wait, I'm sorry. How are they abusing it?
Abusing food stamps and shit. I've seen it firsthand.
How are they
man.
abusing food stamps? I mean, how much
Well,
do you think
people
that they're getting
spending
for food
on it,
stamps?
fucking milking the shit out of it so that new people can't come on it. Good. Kick them off.
Okay,
Fuck
so
it.
what do
If
you
the
mean
people that
people are
actually need it
milking it?
can't
What are
get
you
on it,
talking about?
Huh?
What are you talking about? People are milking it.
Pumping out kids and, you know.
You don't want people to have children?
I've seen it
I thought
firsthand.
you said there's a fertility crisis in this. Wait, or I thought you would think that there was a fertility crisis in this country, right? Birth rates have been low. Why wouldn't you want people to have more kids?
I don't think that you should have kids just to get food stamps.
That's not what they're doing.
Okay. I've seen it firsthand, Parker.
Really? Because I mean,
I have.
that's yeah, dude. Because that's everyone under your view, right? You think everyone's doing that, and you think that this bill is specifically targeting people who do that? Can you explain to me
I
how
damn
this
hope
bill
so.
specifically Oh, you don't even know? How does this bill specifically target people who are on the system who shouldn't be on the system?
I'm not sure the.
You're not sure? So
I
like,
don't even agree with that.
so if you don't know that your cuts are cutting off people in which specifically don't deserve it, well, then you're cutting off a lot of people that do deserve it, and you think that's okay to give tax
Why don't
breaks
I
to
get
millionaires
food
and billionaires?
Why don't I get food stamps?
Do you think that it should be extended to you?
If other people get it, sure. I'm the one paying for the
do you meet within the income thresholds? Do you qualify?
I don't know what the income thresholds are.
Okay. Well then you should go check if you want to go see if you qualify.
Do you know what they are?
I'd have
What do I
to
have to
go
qualify?
check back the income qualifications. Well, it's also something that constantly changes based upon cost of living adjustments and inflation.
Okay. Great. I don't know. I think everybody should be kicked off that shit.
You think everyone should be kicked off? So there should be no food stamps.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Okay, so no food stamps. So So you'd be okay with people starving in this country if they can't afford it?
I mean, they can get a better job.
So your response to them is just get a job. So if they don't, you think they should die? Well, I have a question. Do you think, okay, if prisoners don't work in prison, should they go to jail? I mean, should they die? Or should they be given
If
food?
prisoners don't work in jail, should they die?
Yeah, if prisoners don't work in jail, should they not get food?
Sure.
They don't get food? So effectively you're saying that every single person in prison should be a slave? They should be forced to work without their consent?
No, I feel like if somebody's not eating, it's, you know.
What?
All right, here, let me hold on one second. Let me readjust. Okay, right. So your question was, should prisoners die if they don't work?
Yeah,
Right.
should prisoners not be given food if they don't work? Because if
So
you're
do you
because
think when the prisoners are stopped getting fed, do you think that they'll want to work?
I'm just asking. I think that we should give food to people even if they're in prison, regardless of whether or not they work. And if we should apply that for people who are in prison, why wouldn't we apply that to people in general? Like, explain to me why not.
Well, why didn't you answer my question there?
Well, you should answer my question. Should we not be providing food if prisoners don't work?
Sure. Yeah.
So you'd let them just starve to death?
No, I feel like if a prisoner is not being fed because they're not working, that will make them work.
Let's say they don't work though. Would you be okay with them starving to death?
It's their choice, I guess.
Oh,
I mean,
Okay,
if
so
they have
you-
the ability to fucking work and they don't get fed over it, and that's the rules or whatever, then sure. I mean,
okay. So they should starve to death. Okay. What about babies? Should babies like starve to death? Like should women specifically like have to like take care of babies in the womb, for example? Under your view, are you pro-life?
do babies have to take care of?
No,
the
no. Should you have
babies?
to take care of babies in the womb? That's what I'm asking you. Are you pro-life?
I am pro-life, yeah.
So there's an obligation to take care of the baby in the womb, but there's no obligation when it's outside of the womb. Do you realize how
You know, I
ridiculous
can
that
make that- I
seems?
can
Do
make
you
that
realize how
one- I
ridiculous? So
can
you
make
have
that-
the obligation when they're in the womb, but as soon as they're outside of the womb, fuck them, let them die. What? Hello?
That's not what I'm saying.
That's literally
not
what
what I'm
exactly what you're saying.
I don't think a woman should. I don't think a family or whatever should have a kid if they can't support the kid.
Okay, but you think that society should support the kid if they can't, right? We wouldn't
I
let the
think
kid
that
die, right? You wouldn't let the kid starve to death, right?
Well, that's why there's adoption and fostering, and
No, that's why there's food stamps, right? That's why there's governmental programs to ensure these particular things. And foster care, are you saying that should be governmental funded? Do you want to pay for that? I thought you were just saying we should cut everyone off of food stamps because they're taking advantage of it. Oh, then you're going to complain that people are taking advantage of that system. What? Make up your mind.
What do you mean make up my mind?
Make up. You don't even know what your own view is.
Your point was, should prisoners die if they don't work, right? And that's saying that the rule of the prison is that you won't feed or you won't eat if you don't work.
I think most people. I'll give you the reason why I brought up that example. I think most people would say that we should provide food for prisoners that don't work, right? That seems pretty like obvious. And if you
Right,
think
but
that
that's
we
already
should
the
provide
standard.
food for prisoners that don't work, why wouldn't we do that for everyone in general? Like, I think that just seems very obvious. You know what I mean? It's very obvious that we should provide food for everyone in general to ensure that they have enough
I think the
food to
difference
eat,
of that
regardless of
is-
whether or not they work.
the difference of
Everyone,
that is the prison
dude,
is in a
radical
box.
radical take. I know it's absurd to you. Everyone should eat. Oh, crazy take, right? Radical take. Everyone should eat. Oh my god. Oh my god, everyone should eat. Radical take. Do you realize
Why
how
don't I get
insane you
food
sound?
stamps? Why don't I get food stamps?
Dude, if you need food stamps, you'll get it. Are you just mad that these systems aren't universal?
Am I mad that they're not universal? And you want to know, I think it's about that. I know first of a family that
Push the
needs
money
food
gun.
stamps. They can't get onto the system. That couldn't get onto the system before the Trump administration.
I appreciate the flying jets. Thank you so much, Purdy. By the way, all the gifts. Thank you so much, Purdy. Can we some W's for Purdy in the comment section? By the way, you're cutting out. It's hard to hear. And Purdy with the Leon. Thank you so much, Purdy. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Can we some W's for Purdy in the comment section, as well as the fireworks. Thank you so much, Purdy. I really appreciate it. Purdy's going crazy. Thank you so much. Yo, Purdy, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Going absolutely crazy. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Purdy. Emily, thank you so much for the $2, by the way. Blake, thank you. I really appreciate it again. And Amy, thank you for the $1 again. Give some W's for Purdy in the comment section, everyone. Thank you so much, Purdy. All right, continue what were you saying?
I'm not really sure. You kind of went on a tangent about Purdy or whatever.
Okay, well, the point was that you shouldn't be so greedy and selfish that you want to literally for like $5,000, you're willing to strip 10+ million people off their health insurance.
Sure.
Yeah, and millions of people off their food stamps. You don't give a shit.
No, I think more the fact
Or is
is
it under control? Like, don't you want to take care of people?
well, I want to take care of myself first
Wait,
of all.
I have a
First
question.
off,
If it was free, would you say that like you would want everyone to have food stamps? If it
if
was,
it was free for me,
Yeah, if everyone got it for free.
and like, I think
I'm saying like
Like,
even
do
from
I
a
get it,
governmental
too?
perspective, it's a hypothetical. Like if it didn't cost the government anything to provide the service.
it doesn't cost the government anything. It costs
Yes, it
costs
does.
the workers.
Okay, obviously the government pays on behalf of the worker. So you understand what I'm saying, right? If it didn't cost anything in a real setting, like it didn't cost anything, if it was free and everyone just got food, it spawned in from fucking heaven, okay? It spawned in from the sky. Would you say that people should have access to it?
Sure.
Okay. Okay, so if it was at no cost, then it should be. Well, actually, it's saving you money to ensure that everyone was covered because it wouldn't be adding the $3.4 trillion to the debt that it would be that's existing under the big beautiful bill.
I still get my no tax and overtime for 12.5K.
You're willing to sell out millions of people. You don't care about your society. You don't love America. You're not America first.
What are you talking
You don't
about?
you're yourself first. You're greedy. You're just incredibly greedy. You're
Not
a greedy
really. I
person.
work hard
That's what
for them.
like it's ridiculous. Like you should care about people that in your society. Like you shouldn't want them to starve to death. You know, like you shouldn't be so greedy and selfish that you care about what, like the fucking $3,000 you're gonna get over like
Six.
people like literally like not having any food, right, and literally not getting access to health insurance, which puts them at greater likelihood of dying because 45 to 68,000 American lives are lost every single year due to lack of health insurance. And if you strip 10 million plus people off their health insurance, that will literally lead to more people dying. Are you Christian?
Am I Christian?
Yeah.
I don't see where that has to come into anything.
I'm just asking, are you Christian? Do you believe
Point
that
is,
Jesus?
I don't-
Do you believe
you wanna know
Jesus
what? I
Christ
think
is?
it was-
Do you believe Jesus Christ is your Lord and Savior?
So back to our point, right?
Wait, by the way, if you believe and you don't acknowledge it right now, that is literally going against your own religion. I hope you know that.
Well, I don't see where that has to go. Has to do with
Can you
anything.
just
in
answer?
this-
Are
in
you
this
Christian?
conversation.
Are you Christian? Do you believe that Jesus Christ is your Lord and Savior?
I don't see where that has to do with anything. In
I
this
promise you. I
conversation.
promise you it's
Yeah, I don't think
relevant.
religion
I promise
and
you it's
politics
relevant.
cannot be-
I understand, but I promise you it's relevant.
Great, but we can talk about that after, right? We're talking about this.
No,
one
no, we'll
thing,
talk about
and
it
you're
just
gonna-
real quick. I just want to clarify.
hypothetical.
Are you a Christian?
I do go to church, yeah.
So you're Christian. So, by the way,
I go to church,
This
yeah.
is a Christian. This is a Christian advocating for people to starve to death because they don't work. Do you think that God would say that's good policy, given that he quite frankly dropped manna from
I don't see
heaven?
where that has to do with anything in this.
He
anything in this
dropped
conversation.
manna from heaven.
I don't see where that has to do with anything in this conversation. You know what I mean? I'm talking
What
about.
do you
'cause
mean?
I
What
don't
do you
even-
think? Do
I
you
don't
not
think
care about?
anything should
Do
be-
you not care about providing for your like neighbors? Like love thy neighbor. Hello. You only remember the
I
bad
just don't see
aspects
where that
of.
has to do with anything in this
You
conversation.
only remember the bad aspects of religion, of like forcing people to go through pregnancies. If we're talking about abortion access, because you want to force your religion upon other people, but you don't want to talk about religion's influence when you're talking about literally providing food for people who can't provide it for themselves.
They can't provide it for themselves.
In that context,
Do you think
yeah.
everybody on food stamps can't get a job?
No, I'm saying that they don't have the money to be able to provide it for themselves in that certain context. They don't meet the certain income threshold. So it is the case that they should have extra supplementation and help so that they can get access to it.
Awesome. But you're saying that all people on food stamps, or at least every single person on the whatever you said, 10 million people, whatever, can't go and get a good job.
I'm saying that we can incentivize people to go out and get jobs, but not at the threat of them
No, you
dying.
can't.
Yeah, I would.
literally
Yeah, you go ahead and
'Cause they're gonna
incentivize.
vote for
You can,
death.
dude. I promise you, you can find other ways to incentivize people to work other than saying you're gonna fucking starve to death. Like Jesus Christ, dude, that is really fucked up. Think about this for 1 second. You're saying that people should starve to death.
Is that what I'm saying?
Yes. You're literally arguing for people to starve to death. Like, do you realize how insane
No,
that of a
I'm
take that
arguing
is?
people
Like,
to get a job. That's what I'm saying. I'm arguing for
if you
people
want
to
people to get a
job.
job, fair, right? That is totally separate. And you should say, let's find other incentives to get people to go find, right, the want to go get a job in that context, not through the context of forcing them by saying they're going to starve to death otherwise. Seriously, think about it. Don't force people that way. Find other ways. Find more healthy and positive ways to incentivize people to get jobs.
What's a healthy and positive way, Parker?
Yeah, giving community within the context of jobs. People find a community within jobs, right? Giving purpose in the context of jobs. Giving people good pay, right?
Great.
And also,
But,
like,
like,
there
if I
are
was
there are
just
plenty of
getting
people
handed-
in the world that
I
can't
was just
work
getting
as well, and
handed
those people
everything,
should
right?
wait for people who can't work. Should they be taken care of?
For people that can't. Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
totally. For people that absolutely physically can't work, I think they should be taken care of, yeah.
Okay, just making
But
sure.
that has to do with a lot of other things. That has to do with, like, you know, I don't know. Yeah, for those people, and you want to know what also has a little soft side too is, you know,
Okay, I have a
single
question.
mothers.
If an
Single
18-year-old wasn't
mothers.
working, right,
Kids.
and didn't want to go out and work, would you let them starve to death? An 18-year-old?
They're perfectly able to work, perfectly
Yep,
healthy.
perfectly able, perfectly healthy. They just don't want to work right now. Would you let them starve to death?
I think that would make them work, correct?
No, I'm saying given that they won't work.
But I think it will make them work. Is what I'm saying.
I'm giving you a connotation in which that's not true.
How is that not true?
I'm giving you a hypothetical in which that's the case. Like, in that situation, what would you do? What would you say?
If there was an 18-year-old that was perfectly healthy, that was on their own,
Would you say that
that
they should
didn't want
starve
to
to
work,
death?
that
Yeah,
they're lazy
yeah,
or whatever.
yeah. 18-year-old.
Yeah, totally.
You'd be okay with an 18-year-old starving to death?
I think it would make them work. I don't think they would starve to death. I think they would go find a job.
So
For an 18-year-old that was disabled or had, you know, autism or had,
hold
you
up,
know,
hold up.
birth defects that couldn't work,
Hold up.
they should be taken care of.
Hold up. So I'm saying again, you would just be okay with 18-year-olds that chose not to work, that had no one to take care of them, starving to death because they chose not to work. You'd be okay with that?
I don't think they would.
You wouldn't say, as a Christian, we should provide a baseline for them. Maybe in the future we could incentivize them to work through other means, but we shouldn't do that by saying that they should starve to death.
Parker, you're not understanding what I'm trying to say here.
I am understanding what you're trying to say, and I'm saying that what you're saying is incredibly toxic behavior. It's incredibly a toxic way to think.
not.
No, it really is. It really is. It's an incredibly greedy, selfish, and toxic way to think because you want people to starve to death because
That's
you
not
want
what
them
I'm
to
saying at
go
all.
and
I
work.
want people to get
You want to
jobs.
incentivize people to work to a greater extent. You can find other ways to do that. Don't do it by starving people to death. That's ridiculous. No one in the richest country in the history of the world should starve to death. Not a single person, regardless of whether or not they work. We can find other ways to incentivize people to work. Seriously.
Like,
And this is,
Like
by
what?
the way, this is an atheist
if,
telling you
there,
to
if
do
there's
that.
18-year-olds that are perfectly healthy,
Do you
and
understand that
they're,
you
know,
understand
ready
that
to
you
go,
understand
don't
that you
wanna
get
work,
other
there's no way.
amenities, you get other amenities in society by going out and working. So there are clear incentives that exist. We just need to provide a baseline of community that cares for everyone to ensure that people have the baseline to then go out and work. And it is a reality that when you provide these social safety nets, that people are able to then go out and work at greater extents. So the idea that you want to force people and say that, like, oh, we should get them to starve to death, right, specifically because they don't work, is actually ridiculous. It's cruel,
Okay,
right? And
let
it's
me-
not
let me
how
ask
you
you
should
this.
treat your fellow Americans.
If let's say that I was on your side, right? And I think that 18-year-old should be put on food stamps and government funding, whatnot. How long should they be on it for? How long should they be entitled for it?
I think everyone should have food regardless in this country.
Right, but how long should they be entitled to food stamps? And
Their whole life, if it is the
Their
case that
whole
they
life.
need it, yes.
So this is how you get people to work: is to tell them that they get food and housing for their entire life, and they're just going to want to go out and get a job.
Yeah, we can
For an
incent-
18-year-old that doesn't want to work,
we can
that's
incentivize
incentivizing
we can
going to work.
incentivize people to work through other ways, not by saying they're going to starve to death if they don't. Yeah, like, I mean, how many more times do I have to say it? I care about my fellow Americans, and I want them to be taken care of regardless.
I don't see. I don't think you're trying. I don't think you're seeing my point. Is what I'm trying to say.
I'm sorry, if you were given food regardless, would you not work?
If I was given food, regardless, would I not work?
Yeah, well, like would there not be other things you want? You want a certain car, you want a certain house, you want a certain a certain lifestyle, right? There are plenty of other things that incentivize people to work, right? Would you stop working?
If I was able to live for free.
If you were able to be fed regardless and had basic housing.
I think just because of my, lifestyle, I wouldn't. But
Okay,
some people
exactly.
would.
Okay. And you understand that I'm saying that there are plenty of people that would work. I would still work. Okay? And most people in the chat would still work. We're saying every single person, right, should be given a base standard of living, regardless. And we can incentivize people to work through other means. The fact that you want people to starve to death is kind of inhumane and sick, to be honest. And it's
not what
and
I'm
it's
saying,
I'm
Parker.
serious.
You're just putting words
It's
in
an
my
aspect that's socialized into people because of the consumer and capitalist culture that we exist in which it is the case that we're incredibly individualistic, right? And we're told that we just need to take care of ourselves, but the reality is that we live in a society and we take care of each other. Okay, we live in a society, and in that society where we take care of each other, we ensure that everyone has food, right? We ensure that everyone has food. Like I don't know why you wouldn't want to like we live in civilization and society, and you don't want to ensure everyone has food. Like seriously, that seems absurd to me.
I think certain people should be.
Sure, certain people should be starved to death because they don't want to work. Like dude, realize what you're saying. Imagine trying to explain what you're saying to an alien species.
What? Sorry,
Yeah,
I was getting a phone call.
imagine
Sorry.
trying to explain what you're saying to an alien species. Would that make any fucking sense at all? That like, oh yeah, we live in this totally advanced society and civilization, but we want people to like starve to death, right, if they don't work.
When did I say that? When did I once say that I want people to starve to death? Because at this point, you're just putting words in my mouth. What's funny? I mean, you
Dude,
put a
what
hypothetical
conversation have we been
in
having?
there.
Like, dude, I you can't. Was that like you joking? Like, were you joking there?
Okay, let's bring back the hypothetical about the
I
prison
mean,
that
I
you
just
put
want to
up,
let you
right?
know this is all on YouTube and recorded. Right? Everyone watch this. Everyone can scroll back on the YouTube video and can watch you
So
saying that.
I directly said I want people to starve to death.
Yep.
I said those word for word.
You said you were okay with people starving to death if they didn't work. You said
Oh,
an 18-year-old, yeah, you'd be okay with them starving to death if they didn't work.
I don't think they would starve to death. I think they'd go find a job.
Yeah. So by the way,
I
there
mean,
are
if there's an 18-year-old that's perfectly healthy, fresh out of high school, no problems working, no, felonies, nothing. They're totally able to work at any job they wanted to, and that they would rather starve to death than go get a job. I think we have bigger problems in this world. Don't you agree?
so again in that context, you're saying that you would again let them starve to death,
I don't think they would starve to death, Parker.
but you would let them starve to death, right?
They wouldn't, is what I'm trying to say. If you took away their
Do you have any good evidence
you
indicating
know,
that? Because you know that people starve to death in this country prior, right? You know that people starve around the world, right, to death. 9 million people starve to death around the world every year.
okay, great, but
Are you just
we're talking
saying
about
all
an
of those people
18-year-old.
should have just quote unquote got a job?
No, they all have their separate reasons. You're talking about a person that's perfectly able to work in the United States that has no felonies, no nothing, can get any job that they wanted to, can go to school, can
Wait,
do
oh,
whatever.
yeah. Wait,
We're not talking about other
under
people
a
from other
certain
countries.
income threshold, yeah.
What was it? Sorry.
Under a certain income threshold. We know that these safety nets, such as like providing access to food, provide a baseline for people to literally go out and get better employment and better working conditions. Think about it this way: if it is the case that you are not forced into conditions of working in order to be able to survive, in that type of context, you can demand better working conditions, right? And then that
Okay.
gives more bargaining power on behalf of the workers in the context of the labor market. So better working conditions for people who are engaging in labor.
I think there should be better. I mean, I'm in agreement with you there. That's not what I'm saying, but I feel like there's a lot of jobs out there that start pretty high. There's jobs that start pretty low. I'm aware, but there's a lot of jobs out there that start pretty high, especially for an 18-year-old that has no health problems, no nothing. I mean, come on.
Okay. So again, I don't know how I could inject empathy and compassion into you, but like I mean, as a Christian, I feel like that should come, right? Like with your beliefs, right? If you're gonna be Christian, take some of the good beliefs from Christianity if you can, like wanting to provide for people who are in need. Take something. I mean, imagine trying to explain this to your family members that you think that like people should starve to death, right? If they don't work, right? Or if the people in the congregation that if they don't work, they should be cut off these particular right programs. You'd be okay with them being
I think
cut
some
off.
people should be cut off. Correct.
If you knew that people were cut off within your congregation, would you be okay with it? Would you still support the policy?
I mean, depending on the situation, sure.
What do you mean depends on the situation? I'm saying under the current system.
So, is the 10 million people right? Is that everybody on food stamps? 10 million people.
10 plus million people off Medicare and millions of people off of food stamps. It's not everyone.
Okay,
It's a
great. Is that
reduction in the amount
everybody?
of people who are on it based upon these particular parameters that they put in place and which are more restrictive than what existed prior.
Okay, great. So, is the thousands of people or millions of people, whatever, taking on food stamps? I mean, what qualifies them to be taking on food stamps? Do you know? Because I don't know. I'm just curious.
So you don't even know what in the big beautiful bill are the set of qualifications that they've changed, and yet you're supporting it. Do you realize how ridiculous you sound?
I mean, I doubt they're taking off single mothers.
He
I
doesn't
doubt they're
even
taking
know.
off.
He doesn't even know.
Tell me, dude. Tell me. I mean, you do this
No,
every single
how
day.
about you
You
go
can't
and
tell me my
how
job.
about before you support the policy, you do some basic level research on the policy to know what you're advocating for because you're advocating for a policy that decreases the after-tax income for the bottom 20% of income earners and then gives literally massive tax breaks to people who are disproportionately rich. So that's literally, you haven't even looked at the bill. You don't even know what qualifications they've changed. And yet you're saying that it was good to cut people off. You don't even know who's being cut off. You don't even know what they're being cut off for. And when I brought up someone being cut off within your congregation, you said, oh, it depends on the context. Well, you already know the connotation based upon the bill if you've looked into it.
Well, you tell me. Uh, teach me about it.
Well, because I want you to go do your own research and critically think for once. I will tell you. I'm gonna tell you, but I seriously I want you to take this as a reason to go critically think and to go look things up before you fucking support them.
Sure. So what are they?
Yeah. So the work requirements in terms of change are up to 80 hours for a month. If you don't meet the context of 80 hours for a month, then you don't get Medicaid or food stamps, right? And they have
That's
certain
everybody.
types. They have certain types of exceptions listed in it. I'm not going to name every single exception. You should go read into the exceptions. All the common exceptions that
Do
you
you
would
not agree with
expect.
the exceptions?
What's up?
Do you not agree with the exceptions?
Well, I mean, I think the exceptions should be more. I don't believe that anything should be. There should be any exceptions that they're putting in place comparative to what existed prior. I see there to be no reason.
Okay.
And by the way, there was
I see.
already a work requirement for food stamps, which I think is ridiculous. But it is the case that that exists. They're just making that work requirement even more strict than what existed prior.
Yeah, I'll have to look into it and I'll come back, but I'm sure I won't change my mind on it. Especially if there's exemptions for the things I have a soft spot about. You know what I mean?
Appreciate the galaxy. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, Sarah. I just think it's ridiculous for you to say that any American should be at the risk of dying like that. And also for you to
That's
be
not what I'm
advocating.
saying.
Oh no, I mean, you're advocating for people to be cut off their Medicaid, which inevitably is going to lead to more people dying because they don't get access to preventative health care because they can't afford it, and then they will literally get chronic disease at a greater likelihood in the long run, and they're more likely to die in the long run because of that. Again, 45 to 68,000 American lives lost every single year due to lack of health insurance because people can't get access to preventative health care.
So do you want like a universal health care? Is what you're trying to say?
Absolutely.
Everybody. And how great is that in Canada?
It's better than the system we have here, and also we can do better than what Canada has, even in plenty of aspects. But
You know the wait times.
yeah,
In
yeah.
healthcare.
Do you know wait times in any ER?
I mean, I've seen some pretty crazy videos, but I mean, if you're going
I
to
mean,
the
have
ER,
you ever been to the ER?
I have been to the ER, yeah.
Okay. And in the ER, they judge based upon severity, correct?
Correct.
Okay, that's exactly what every other system does in terms of universal access to healthcare. So just in our system, people wouldn't be able to afford it, and they would die because they can't afford it. So that's what you're advocating
I don't
for.
know,
You
I've
think
seen some
that's more
pretty crazy
preferable?
videos.
No, I think it should. I
Don't
think
want
it should be judged based upon severity, and I think that we should incentivize people to work in the medical field by providing free access to medical care education, right? Like people going to the context of nursing school and going to medical school, right? I think that's incredible work. I think that should be literally subsidized by the government.
Yeah, no, totally. Do you think people would abuse the healthcare system if we just gave it up for free?
What do you mean by abuse the healthcare system? What the fuck does that mean? Get the healthcare they need? By abuse the
No,
healthcare
that's
system,
not
do
what
you
I'm
mean
saying.
they get the
That's not
healthcare
what I'm
that they
saying.
need and they don't have debt for
That's
it?
not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying, like, so I got a concussion, right? I had a concussion, went to the ER, blah, 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 and they gave me, I believe it was like Oxycontin or
Yeah, you can't say
Oxycodone.
that on the live.
Oh.
Let's go to this next person. Only send a guest request if you meet the set of criteria on the screen, everyone. We are just looking for some debates. If you want to support me, as always, Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, Linktree in the bio, as well as the description of the YouTube, as well as you can support me over YouTube Super Chat. I have a few people to thank real quick, and I want to get to them real quick before we get on to the next person. We got a debate coming up right now. Don't worry, everyone. Kendra, thank you so much for the $10. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Love you with the $5. Thank you. Feisty, thank you so much for the $20. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. That's so diabolical. That's so diabolical. Love you again. Thank you so much for the $10. Thank you. That was such a wild take. Stella, thank you so much for the $10. IE, thank you so much for the $5. Stella, thank you for the $10. Emily, thank you so much. I appreciate the $3. Thank you. Thank you. Alexander, thank you so much for the $10. Dying, thank you so much for the $5. Thank you. Cameron with the $2. Silent, again, thank you for the $20. Michael with the $2. Alexander with the $20. Thank you so much. Becca, thank you for the $1. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Sierra with the $1. Marie, thank you so much. I really appreciate the $4.20. David with the $10. Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Amy with the $1. Thank you. Claudia with the $10. Lori, thank you so much. I appreciate the $5. Iris with the $10. Emily, thank you for the $2. I really appreciate it. And Travis, thank you so much for the $15. I really appreciate it. And Brandy, thank you for the $5. Let's go on to the next person. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria that I am putting on the screen right now. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Hello.
How old are you? Libby, thank you so much for the $20. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. They said I'm abusing the healthcare system by seeing my neurologist and taking my anti-seizure meds. Yeah, they're so ridiculous. Like I don't understand what they mean by abusing the system. And I think that people on the left need to like be very clear and call people out and be like, oh, is this what you mean by that? Jaden, thank you so much for the $10. Thank you so much. Like especially politicians. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
61.
Min, thank you for the $5. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Do you support Donald Trump?
Yes.
Okay. Why do you support Donald Trump?
So many. Come on. All the reasons.
Are you driving?
Lower taxes, stronger economy,
Are
et
you
cetera,
driving?
et cetera. I'll be pulled over in 10 seconds.
Okay. I'm gonna mute you. Jesus Christ, dude. Dude. Join the guest box whenever you're already pulled over. Jesus Christ. Elida, thank you so much. I really appreciate the $20. Thank you so much for the hello. What's up? How old are you? I know, right? Yo, what's up? How old are you? Ew. Let's go to the next person. Only send a guest request if you do support Donald Trump. We are just looking for some debates. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria that's on the screen, everyone. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria on the screen. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Play Farming Sim.
Let's go to the next person. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria on the screen, everyone. We're just looking for some debates. Please, everyone, only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria on the screen. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Hello? I'm 19.
Do you support Donald Trump?
Yes, sir.
What's your birth year?
All right. What'd you say? I'm sorry.
What's your birth year?
Birth year?
Yeah.
My birth year would be, fuck, I'm a little high right now.
One, you can't say that on the stream. Two, I'm not sure if they would actually know what their age is there. That's concerning. Let's go on to the next individual. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria on the screen, everyone. Yo, what's up, how old are you?
24.
Do you support Donald Trump?
I do.
And why so?
Immigration, what he's been doing with immigration, these trade deals that he's been pulling off, and the tariffs.
Did you just talk to Dean?
Yes, I
Wait,
did.
did I join on at the very end?
Yeah, I
did.
think you did.
Yeah, I think you were the person that was on the end. It seems like a lot of people are here from Dean's stream. Is there anything specific you'd like to talk about? I mean, Dean, you probably already went over everything.
We didn't get to immigration.
We didn't get to immigration. Okay. Most people want me to go on to the next person. Okay. Dean talked to him about immigration.
We didn't. We talked about tariffs, and we talked about the Katie Johnson and the Epstein files, and we had talked about
Okay. Let's go on to the next individual. Only send a guest request if you do support Donald Trump. I'm guessing he said some wild stuff. Okay, yeah, they're saying grape apologists. Okay, we're gonna go on to the next person anyway. Dean already pointed that out. Let's go on to the next individual. Only send a guest request if you meet the set of criteria on the screen, everyone. Let's go on to the next person. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria on the screen. If you're on YouTube, like that stream. If you're on TikTok, tap that screen. Yo, what's up, how old are you? How old are you? Let's go on to the next person. Only send a guest request if you do support Donald Trump. We are just looking for some debates. Let's go on to the next person here real quick. Alrighty. All right. Do give it a second, everyone. If you're on TikTok, do tap that screen. YouTube, do like the stream. It helps get it out to more people. For the 2,600 people on YouTube, make sure to like that stream. Alrighty. Getting the next person up here. We got debates going on for like 5-6 hours tonight, everyone. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
18.
Do you support Donald Trump?
Yes.
What's your birth year?
2005.
Nice math. Let's go on to the next person. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria that I just put on the stream. Only send a guest request if you meet the set of criteria on the stream. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
30.
Do you support Donald Trump?
I mean, I don't support government.
Like, if you could go back in time and either vote for Kamala Harris or Donald Trump, who would you vote for?
Oh, probably Trump, but probably neither now.
So you wouldn't vote for any?
Well, if I was forced to vote, I'd vote Trump.
Why?
Just personality-wise.
What about him?
And he's just a cool guy, man. Plays golf, you know. Kamala just locks people up for smoking weed.
Oh, you can't say that on the live. And secondly, I thought Republicans wanted to enforce the law. And she never locked anyone up for just possession, at least to my understanding. Oh. Oh my gosh, Chad, I didn't even check Venmo. Min, thank you so much for the $5. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you. As well as Becca, thank you so much for the $1. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. I will make sure to check that out. Also helps reduce wait times for those who are uninsured. Uninsured switch over oneself. Yes. Also, people having a greater likelihood of chronic disease in the long run because of lack of access to preventive health care can also reduce people's access to care as well. There are many of those types of things. I'm not quite sure if there is like any type of study that indicates like lower wait times in that context. But Sarah, thank you so much for the description. Thank you. Yo, what's up? How old are you? How old are you?
What?
Okay. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
I'm 40.
Do you support Donald Trump?
Yeah.
And why so?
Several reasons, actually. I mean, number one, if I go back to Hurricane Crossfire back in 2016, that was something that I think is about 1,000 times worse than Watergate.
Is there a way you could turn off the background noise real quick if you possibly can?
Yeah, I'm going to try to walk out. It was weird because when I got accepted, it, the entire volume changed. So
okay.
I'm trying to walk out.
For sure. I just don't want there to be any any what's it called, copyright stuff. So yeah.
No, that's fine.
Yeah. So then.
So yeah,
go ahead.
So Hurricane Crossfire back in 2016, I think is about 1,000 times worse than Watergate. It's probably one of the worst things we've ever seen in our entire lives. I'm 40 years old. I've been, I don't know, politically active for the majority of my life, and that was something that really, really just tagged me in a really bad way.
Okay, so then here's my question: What Hurricane Crossfire are you referencing?
I'm sorry, it's called Crossfire Hurricane. This was the investigation back into Donald Trump back in 2015, 2016. That was basically led by the Obama administration. This was what led to Russiagate.
Okay, so what did the Obama administration do that then justifies you voting for Donald Trump over Kamala Harris? I'm confused.
Oh, sure. So the Obama administration basically, the DNC, that entire deal, allowing Hillary Clinton's campaign to pay for, the Steele dossier, which Obama knew, the FBI knew was not actually real. They used that to go ahead and pursue, Russiagate. So that's where I'm at.
Okay, this is an interesting series of events you have here. The DNC allowed Hillary Clinton to pay for the Steele dossier that isn't real.
Wait, is that true? Is this all true? I mean, do you agree with that?
So hold up. So I'm just clarifying. And you think that is a reason as to why you don't support Kamala Harris over Donald Trump?
No. I mean, I'm taking this opportunity right now to discuss why I am fed up with the Democrat Party in general.
Okay. But does that just because you're fed up with the Democratic Party in typical, does that mean that you carry that over to Kamala Harris or?
I mean, listen, I mean, are we, I will tell you right now, I mean, Kamala Harris had zero, like she has nothing. She's not bringing to the table. She's bringing nothing to the table. Like her greatest accomplishments are like voting for things, being the 51st vote in the Senate. I mean, she has no accomplishments at all.
What do you mean no? So again, that's what a vice president does. Can you name one thing a vice president has done in U.S. history?
Well, can you name
one thing a vice president's done in U.S. history?
What do you mean? I'm sorry.
Can you name a single thing a vice president has done in U.S. history?
No. But you're trying to tell me.
He can't answer the question, can he?
You can't answer why.
I will be able to answer any question as soon as you answer my question because I asked you the question. You haven't answered mine yet.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, are there vice presidents that have done things for their states? Absolutely. 100%.
Can you name one thing a vice president has done in U.S. history?
I'm very confused with the question here.
Can you name a single thing a vice president has done as vice president in U.S. history? Not a complicated question.
Yeah, sure. A vice president took over as president after a president died and ended up having to...
Who?
Truman.
Okay,
Truman had to actually take over as president.
So that's not something he did. That's not something he did as vice president. That's something he's did is then becoming president.
Fine. What has Kamala done ever that has been beneficial to any of her constituents?
The Inflation Reduction Act. Now, would you like to answer my question?
No. First off, that's her as vice president. What has she done ever personally?
Oh yeah, because that's what you're asking. That's exactly. I just answered something she did as vice president. Well, so can you answer anything a single vice president has done in U.S. history outside of what I just mentioned?
I actually just named a vice president that actually became president and actually had to do some real things.
No, can you name something he did as vice president?
Hold on.
Could you name
The
something he
Inflation
did as vice
Reduction Act,
president? Can you
the
name an
Inflation
accomplishment he
Reduction Act-
had as vice president?
Who?
Can you name an accomplishment of any vice president outside of the one I just mentioned about Kamala Harris?
Yeah, I literally just did.
No, you did not mention me an accomplishment of his vice presidency. You mentioned to me that he became president.
Okay. So beyond, let's move on past this because clearly this is where you want to like hang your hat on.
So no, it's clearly a question you don't have the answer to, which tells me you're not equipped to evaluate. You're not equipped. You are not equipped to evaluate. You are not equipped to evaluate Kamala Harris and what she's specifically done in terms of her vice presidency. If you don't know a single thing any vice president has ever done, except for what I just mentioned to you,
this is actually very different from the conversation that we're having because my entire question has nothing to do with Kamala Harris as vice president. What has she done in her entire history? Not a thing. Nothing. And you can't name one thing that she's done this great.
I already gave you an example of something she did.
No, you said that she got the Inflation Reduction Act, which is $1.4 trillion of spend when we already
it's deficit the Inflation Reduction Act is deficit reducing, the largest investment in renewable energy ever, and the $35 cap on insulin for everyone on Medicare, not just for parts of Medicare, like what was existing under Donald Trump's presidency. Right? So do you want to address any of those elements of the bill? Because what you just mentioned in terms of the spending didn't take into account any of the revenues taken in of the bill that exceed all of the spending in the bill. The Big Beautiful Bill adds $3.4 trillion to the debt. The Inflation Reduction Act reduced the deficit by like a few hundred billion.
Are you going off
the CBO, the Congressional Budget Office? Yeah. A nonpartisan committee from the federal government. And what? You're going to dispute the nonpartisan committee for the federal government so you can reference some partisan source?
How far off were they under Trump's first administration?
And
they were $350 billion off.
Of what?
Minimum. Off of their initial fucking projection of what Donald Trump was going to do.
For what? Do for what?
In the CBO,
$300 billion for what? They were $300 billion off of the projections for what?
Has been off for years.
Wait, for what projection? You didn't even reference what specific projection.
I said their initial projection on Donald Trump's
on which metric?
Tax bill. Their Donald Trump's tax bill originally.
Wait, on what metric? On what metric were they off in terms of revenue?
What do you mean? What metric? They were off in terms of the amount of money that was coming into the government versus what was outgoing.
Within what margin? Within what margin?
The margin, they were off by like fucking 20%. It was ridiculous.
Go give me a single source.
Okay, cool. Google it. Google.
That's not a source.
I'm sorry. Google.
That's a search engine. Google. I can't even speak. Google is a search engine, not a source. Okay. I'm sorry you didn't know that, but Google is a search engine, not a source.
Google is a search engine. You're right. Guess what?
Give me a source.
If you Google it, you'll find out the CBO.
Trust me, please Google it. Please Google it. It probably exists somewhere on the internet. I swear it's somewhere. It's somewhere. I don't have access to it at all. I can't tell myself to Google it, but I'll tell you to Google it. You Google it, not me. Not the person making the claim. You Google it, Parker. Parker, you need to Google it.
That's funny.
Do you hear yourself? Dude, come on, go Google it yourself then.
Dude, it's there.
Go Google it yourself. Go Google it yourself.
Tell you this. So how do you feel about the actual?
He's not going to do that. By the way.
How do you feel about the Treasury Department claiming $250 million extra in June?
By the way, I just want to let you know the CBO having some level of a wrong estimation doesn't mean that their estimates are bullshit. It's the best estimates we could get, and estimates are going to be 100% accurate. They're within the context of a margin of error.
See, this is the difference between you and I. You believe hey, I'm going to listen to the CBO.
No, this guy thinks that because the Bureau of Labor Statistics has to revise data, that means that their data is inaccurate, and we shouldn't accept it. We shouldn't accept Bureau of Labor Statistics data because they have revised estimates. Do you hear this guy? Come on, please, dude. Come on, that's your view. That's literally the entailment of your view. Is that we can't accept any data from the Bureau of Labor Statistics. How do you respond to that? You're unmuted, man. I can't hear him. Hello? I muted him again. Maybe it's glitched. Unmute yourself again. I can't hear you. Maybe it's glitched and I can't hear you. If you want to leave the live and try.
Sorry.
Oh, I hear you now.
I don't know what happened.
I hear you
All
now.
right, cool. No, I mean, listen, dude. I mean, are you going to sit there and stand on the table for the CBO and say that they're right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So
I
you're
mean,
going to
a
go ahead and say
nonpartisan
that
committee from the federal
CBOs
government. Yeah, that's the good information.
Okay, cool. So how often have they been right?
I think they're the most likely to be right.
Okay, see, most likely and how often is they've actually been right is a completely different conversation.
What
So
do you mean by
wanna believe
actually we're right? Do you mean they have to get it to like what do you mean by right?
What I mean is, like, if you project something and you're off by 10%, you're fucking wrong. In the work that I do, if you're off by that, you're wrong. Like that is a big mistake. Not only have they been off by 10%, they've been off by like 25.
No, that's based upon the available data though. They judge
Okay,
based upon the
based upon
available data.
data. So this is, listen, I can tease statistics left and right all I want, but bottom line is this: if you're wrong, you're wrong, and they've been wrong.
Okay, let's say they're
again.
wrong by 10-20%. You think 10-20% off of 3.4 trillion is changing it by
20,
that much?
24% on 3.2 million or $1 trillion.
Yeah,
is a
you're
big
still adding
number.
like 2.8 trillion.
Okay, cool. So I don't know why you're even arguing or why you're stepping on the table for them. They've been wrong. It's been proven that they've been wrong. So yes,
I'm
it's the
sorry.
best
You
available
don't
data
you don't
that
accept
you're
the
saying.
best. You don't accept the best data because they are off by some slight degree. By the way, the 10-20% number you just came up with, you just whipped right out of your ass. You just made that up. That was
cool.
that was literally a trust me, bro. You had no source. You have no basis for that. You said go Google it when you could have Googled it yourself, dude. Jesus Christ.
Listen. I'm on my cell phone. You're on a cell phone.
Yeah, and you can swipe off. Swipe out.
You're on a cell phone and a computer. Google how much the CBO was off on Trump's original in 2016 off his original budget and tax plan.
You go Google it and look it up, and I'll talk to someone else.
Why won't you do this?
It's your claim. I don't like to look things up for other people because if people are gonna just tell me to do that, I'll have to be looking things up the entire stream. Okay? If you make a claim on my stream that I'm hosting, you got to go find the source for your own claim. Does that make sense? Otherwise, I'd be looking for other people's sources all day. Does that make sense? And by the way, you are not. Wait, do you think people should be cut off? Do you think people should be cut off if they don't do off their Medicaid and food stamps if they don't meet the work requirements?
Pardon me? Say that again.
Do you think people should be cut off Medicaid and food stamps if they don't meet the certain work requirements?
Yeah, I mean.
Oh, so how about you meet the certain work requirements for the live and go look up the source yourself when you make the claim yourself?
Here's my issue with Medicaid and Medicare.
Oh wait, no. Go look instead of pivoting. Go look up the source. Meet the work requirements for the live. Go look up the source. Find the source for your own claim.
What's my claim? You said I made a claim regarding.
Are you really going to do this again? You said the
You
said the
claim.
CBO is off by 20%. I want a source that indicates the CBO was off by 20%. I don't even know what statistic you're referencing, but what were they off by 20% on that exceeded their margins? We'll see if you can find the source, everyone. Who can say where the road goes? He'll have no source. He'll have no source. Let's go to the next person. Only send a guest request if you meet this set of criteria on the screen, everyone.
Yeah,
Yo, what's up,
I get it. I understand. I would agree too, if I were you.
You'd what?
I would agree too. I wouldn't want to debate, actual facts with me either.
Yeah, that's why I told you to go look up the facts. That's what we're doing right now, dude. What? Why is he still confident? This is kind of getting embarrassing. If you want to debate, send a guest request, everyone. What's the bell to you? Okay, only send a guest request if you meet the set of criteria that I just put on the screen, everyone. Sage, thank you for the $2. I'm actually out. I have to go get some tomorrow. Oh, let's go on to the next person. Only send a guest request if you meet the set of criteria on the screen, everyone. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Hi, can you hear me?
Do you support Donald Trump?
No, actually I don't. But I would like you to help me to
Only
answer
send a
a
guest
question from
request
a
if you
friend
meet
who
the
is
set of
Maga.
criteria on the screen, everyone. Only send a guest request if you meet the set of criteria on the screen. We're just looking for some debates. Alrighty. By the way, there's according to a conservative economist, the CBO's prediction for the 2018 revenues was 99.8% accurate, right? And the prediction for 2019 was 99.2% accurate. That's according to a conservative economist, Jessica Riedel, I'm pretty sure her name is.
I will add this. Can you hear me or no?
Yeah. What you're saying? Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I can't hear you when you swipe out of the app. Just letting you know.
See, that's the problem. Yeah, they were off by $205 billion, and this is from.
What was the percentage accuracy?
Well, I'm assuming if we go by what are we saying? 3.2 trillion is the average. So I'm assuming.
No. Tell me what the listed percentage accuracy is.
Oh well, I don't listen. I'm reading the article. You asked me to do this. I'm telling you, but I was actually mentioning $200+ billion. So I'm
when
verifying.
we're talking about trillions of dollars, all right, you have to clarify.
Okay, but if you're off by $205 billion, it's a big number, dude. And they were off.
I would like to see the percentage accuracy.
Listen, let's talk about something that you actually.
Would you like to go look at the percentage accuracy before you do?
Well, it would be
Hannah. Thank you so much for the $5. Thank you, Hannah. Pretzel. Thank you so much for the $1. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
That would be
Jasmine at the
about
$5. Thank you. What's up?
That would be 15% of the budget. So, or not 15%. I'm sorry. That would be, I don't know, about 8% of the budget.
I don't think that your math in your head, your MAGA math, is going to answer the question that I'm asking for. I think you need to go look up the resource.
Well, why don't you ask me a question that you actually feel comfortable with? Because you were already wrong on this one. So what do you feel comfortable?
I'm not wrong, and that's why you can't provide the source right now.
I just told you this.
As he literally can't provide the source. As he literally can't tell me the percentage accuracy. After I just gave you a conservative economist that gave you the percentage accuracy, right, for both of the estimates for 2018. I'm pretty sure it's also 2019.
All right, I'm going to share this with the group. This is from budget, blah, 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 whatever.
Just tell me what the title is.
Hold on, I'm going to share it. Hold on. I gotta copy it. Every time I leave the...
Sid, thank you so much for the $100 on YouTube Super Chat for High Parker in chat. Missed you guys yesterday. Hope everyone's doing well. Happy Sunday. Can we get some W's for Sid in the comment section right now? Thank you so much, Sid. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Can we get some fucking W's for Sid in the comment section right now? Is also Mr. Hi there. Thank you so much for the $5. Thank you. As well as Jesse, thank you so much for the $5. Thank you. Stella, thank you for the $10. Thank you. Sage, again, thank you so much for the $2. Adonis, thank you so much for the $5. Thank you. Dying, thank you for the $5. Thank you.
Hey, it won't actually let me like copy and paste for some reason.
Libby with the $10? Yeah, you can't do that. You got to just tell me the title.
It's budget.house.
No, what's the title? You're telling me a Republican-based source, but what's the title?
It's actually the .gov. So it's not.
Yeah, I understand but that's a Republican partisan source from the government
how is it
currently.
Republican if it's a .gov? Like you're full of shit. It's not Republican.
You
when it's
don't know
.gov.
So I can, yeah, .gov websites can be partisan. I know that you don't know that, but I don't know why you're laughing at me acting like I don't know when .gov websites can be partisan, right? For example, the White House, right? .gov website is a partisan website. written by the current administration that's in place.
Before you were born, WhiteHouse.com used to be a porn site. FYI, that was .com. Totally different story. But anyway, yeah. So now
why did you just randomly say that?
I don't know. It just it came up,
dude.
I was like, but anyway, listen. It's
what do you mean it came up? You're the one who just randomly brought it up for no reason. Well, how was the response to me talking about the partisan nature of WhiteHouse.gov?
Dude, who cares? Google it.
What do you
right
mean?
now.
Who cares? What type of response was that?
Why does it? I'm sorry, but like, yeah,
you're you're a caveman. Instead of actually engaging intellectually with what I said, you're just you're like corn. You're like corn. Corn.
You're the one
corn. That's all that was on your mind. That's all that was on your mind, you caveman.
No,
Jesus Christ, dude.
Back in the day, dude, because you're a child, and so like you don't remember. But back in the day when you were in your library, you don't remember this. But when I was in my library and we just had internet, and you would go to WhiteHouse.com, and it was like a fucking, not a appropriate site. Anyway, now you're Googling what I've already.
Why are you bringing this up in response to me bringing up that WhiteHouse.gov is a partisan source? .gov websites can be partisan. The House Budget Committee. Oh my God. Is that what you're referencing?
I'm sorry. Listen, are you going to Google this or not?
You haven't even told me the title. You haven't even told me the title yet.
Okay.
When you swipe out of the app, you can't. I can't hear you. So you have to remember it and then come back and tell me it after your memory.
Just Google, because I can't tell you. Despite
you can't remember.
It's despite CBO's projections.
Okay. That's
the title. And then look up Trump 2016, 2017. They were off by $205 billion. That's a big number.
Budget chairman's on CBO's response to Democrat hypothetical scenarios intended to mislead the public. No, that's not what it is.
No, that's not it.
The budget outlook, CBO's
optimism.
Actual
numbers, and there should be a statista tied to it somewhere.
What? So okay, so you got this from Statista.
Yeah, it's tied in there. Yeah. So you should see Statista in there or Statista.
CBO confirms the Republican big ugly bill explodes.
No, see, you're looking too close. You gotta look back in 2016, 2017.
Yeah, and you'll see that none of that. I mean, anyway, I literally typed in what you said, and that's not coming up. So if you'd like to specify what the title is, you could do that.
Well, I'm telling you have to look in 2016, 2017.
Well, you have to specify what the title is for me to see that specific report.
Okay, and the CBO again has been wrong. So if you want to argue about the CBO, we can argue about the CBO. But let's move on past that.
What was the percentage point they were off? What percentage were they off?
They don't write in the article the percentage point that they've been off.
There's no way they don't. They totally do.
They don't. If it's 205 billion, they're off by. I mean, they said that they were off by 205 billion. I don't know what to tell you. I can't sit here and like read the article and talk to you, but either way, we don't need to argue about whether the CBO is right or wrong. I'm telling you that they've been off for a very long time. And if you want to argue whether they're
by like less than a percentage point,
how is that less than a percentage point?
Okay, so if they have at least 99% likelihood of being accurate,
time out. What's the GDP of America?
Like 25 trillion.
No, what's the GDP on an average on annual? It's like 3.2 trillion, and you just said 25 trillion. You have no fucking clue. All right, it's 3.2 trillion. So 205 billion is a big fucking number.
This guy thinks the U.S. GDP is 3 trillion. What?
Annually.
And he laughed at me. By the way, I have a degree in economics. Dude, you think that the U.S. By the way, I think it's actually 30 trillion now. Fuck, dude. It's 30 trillion now.
No, dude.
Yes, it is. That's from the St. Louis Federal Reserve. 30 trillion.
Dude, you're out of your mind.
I'm not. I'm literally looking at it right now. Do you want me to show you from the St. Louis Federal Reserve? So I was even off. I was referencing literally when I was reading it in school, by the way. 25 trillion is when I was learning in school. Like, we've gained 5 trillion since then. So 3.2 trillion. He said 3.2 trillion was the GDP, and then he laughed at me, chat. His estimate of what the GDP was 10 times lower than what the GDP actually is, and he's getting on the CBO for being off by less than 1%.
Yeah, I was way off.
You can't make it up. You can't make this
way
shit
off.
up. He thinks that he's better than the CBO at analyzing the information, yet he was off by 10 times. And they were off by less than 1%. And he's like, dude, he's so much better. Woo! Let's go. Woo!
Yeah, that was definitely wrong.
By the way, California's GDP is higher or just as high as what you just said. Like, what did you're literally thinking of California's GDP.
Oh yeah, I was way off for sure.
Yeah, you were. Did you look it up?
Yo, no, 100%, dude. That was my fault. Totally off.
And you laughed at me. I can't even believe you laughed at me and act like I didn't know what I was talking about.
No, I don't. You know what? Hands up on that one. Total fucking on that.
Oh, don't say that.
100%. No, you
don't
got that.
say that. Don't say that. Let's go to the next person. What the fuck, dude? Let's go to the next individual. Only send a guest request if you meet this set of criteria on the screen, everyone. Only send a guest request if you meet this set of criteria on the screen. Let's go on the next person. Yo, it's a
Hold up. Can my dad debate you?
How old are you?
Can my dad debate you?
You're a minor, so you can't even get. They would have to join on their own account, or they would have to be the first one talking. Even then, I probably don't want to. Yeah, so just it would have to be them on their own account.
It would have to be them on their own account.
Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Yo, what's up? How old are you?
They had echo. Let's go on to the next person. Only send a guest request if you meet the set of criteria on the screen, everyone. If you're on YouTube, for the 3,000 people here, make sure to like that stream. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Hello. 18.
What's your birth year?
2007.
Do you support Donald Trump?
Yes.
Why so?
I like how he is trying to ban abortion.
You like how he's trying to ban abortion? Okay. So then here'd be my question. Do you think that abortion should be illegal?
Illegal, did you say?
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you think that people should go to prison for abortion?
No, I just think it shouldn't be legal in the first place.
Okay, so if you don't think that people should go to prison for abortion, do you think that people should go to prison for murder?
Yeah.
So then you don't think abortion is murder. So if abortion isn't murder...
No, it is.
If abortion's murder, then people should go to prison for getting abortions, right?
But it shouldn't happen in the first place. So
hey, I actually have to hit a restart. I have to hit a restart of my live because I got a second flag. So you can come back and you can try to be the first guest on the stream. I'll be right back, everyone. Here on TikTok, I'd recommend everyone to either go check out my my YouTube account, Parker Get a Job, or come right back here. I'll literally be live here in 15, 20 seconds. Be right back on live. Just TikTok is flagged me multiple times. So in order to preserve the main account here, I have to hit a quick restart. So I'll be right back, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for coming back to restart. We have to do this every single day or so. I'd also recommend to go check out the YouTube. I'll see everyone here in a second. I love y'all. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Every single day, just letting you know for anyone who's new here, we do these debates every single debate. Whoa, sorry. We do these debates every single day. I debate Trump supporters for around 5 to 6 hours every single day. Post it to here on YouTube and TikTok. But a lot of new YouTube viewers. Cool. And on TikTok. Yo, what's up? How old are you? How old are you? Let's go to the next person. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria on the screen, everyone. We're simply just looking for some debates. Simply just looking for some debates. Yo, what's up, how old are you? You're good. You're
do not.
By the way, everyone, yes, there are people who try to pretend to be me. There's the person who's probably pretending to be me that's DMing you is probably not me. I don't DM people. I don't really have time to do that. So especially if there's an account following you and DMing you, I wouldn't trust it unless it's my main account. Sophia, thank you for the $1. Thank you so much. Alrighty, let's go on to the next individual. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
20.
Do you support Donald Trump?
No, I just wanted to say I love you.
Appreciate you. Appreciate you. We are just looking for some debates. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria on the screen. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Please debate other stuff again, like religion or.
Got you. MM, thank you so much for the $5. Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you. I really appreciate that. It's been really cool to see YouTube do well, especially because TikTok has been suppressing everything. It's been really weird. Like, I'm posting the same content to TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram. And on YouTube and Instagram, it's doing really well. And on TikTok, it's not sending out. It's always really interesting. I've had a few recently get some push here on TikTok, but it's been really weird. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
19.
Do you support Donald Trump?
No, I just wanted to say it to take a blinker real quick.
Hey, everyone. Only send a guest request if you meet the set of criteria on the screen. I don't really know if I could. I'm like the end of my thing. I don't even know if it would be able to work. I gotta reload tomorrow. Let's go to the next person. Only send a guest request if you meet the set of criteria on the screen. London, thank you so much for the $20 on a YouTube Super Chat. Thank you so much, London. I really appreciate it. Thank you. With 3.2 thousand people here on the YouTube stream, keep liking that stream. It helps get it out to more people. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Yeah, I know.
How old are you? Mr. Hi there. Thank you for the $2. Thank you. I don't know. Yeah, it's so weird. But I'll try my best to get around the bans. I think the bans also restrict the videos even from pushing out. So,
Cool.
Yo, what's up? How old are you?
38.
Do you support Donald Trump?
I do, but I'm kind of on the fence with what he's talking about doing to the homeless. But I do.
Homeless people? Okay. So, like, if you could go back in time and either vote for Kamala Harris or Donald Trump, who would you vote for?
Oh, Donald Trump. We would have voted if Kamala would have gotten office,
Kamala.
Ukraine would already be taken over by now.
Ukraine would be taken over?
I'm being dramatic, but I think worldwide, I just don't think.
Wait.
I know all the worldwide leaders don't like either Trump or Kamala. But
so I just want to let you know how
Trump can
absurd of
keep
a
them in
statement
line
that is. Kamala Harris advocated to continue to defend Ukraine, whereas Donald Trump cut the funding for Ukraine, realized that he got conned by Putin, and then has now just reinstituted the funding for Ukraine because he realized that Putin was not actually trying to negotiate.
Yeah, it's a cluster fudge. They're just playing with Ukraine like a puppet. It's messed up on Trump's side, and just Kamala. I don't believe just supplying them endless weapons and money is the answer either.
Okay, but you understand that
The proxy war.
Okay, so then you want to not defend Ukraine. You want Ukraine to be taken over.
No,
and then you said Kamala
they were
Harris would
already
have led to it being taken over. So you just contradicted yourself. You didn't want it to be taken over, right? And then you do want it to be taken over because Kamala Harris supports defending the country.
No, you're assuming that. Just you said back at the election date, I was thinking about worldwide and just the Ukraine war. I believe it'd be worse than it is now. Now they're actually close to a ceasefire. They're actually close to these stupid.
Not true.
Dates.
They're
I know
not close to a
the dates
ceasefire. They're not
multiple
close
times,
to negotiation, right? And we would be
I know,
we're in a
dates.
worse circumstance now than we were under the Biden-Harris administration.
Yeah, it began under their administration, though.
That doesn't mean that it was caused by their administration. Clearly, Trump got conned by Putin, so it's not like he's strong against Putin. He literally has us in a weaker position against Putin.
Sure, yeah. I thought he would stand up to Putin better, but what Putin might have Putin was talking about Alaska.
What
Kamala
about it?
Harris. I believe the world would have
Kamala.
walked all over her.
And what makes you think that?
The world would have walked all over Kamala Harris.
Kamala. What makes you think that?
Just because Americans did. Just so many Americans just talked crap about just everything that came out of her mouth, and she never really had
a lot
a
of
chance.
Americans talked crap about Trump.
Yeah, it's pardon my French. It's like part of the system. Just both sides just arguing about the mess they inherited from the previous administration.
Okay, so then why is that uniquely to Harris, not to Trump?
It's on both. That's why I'm on the fence with Trump. But next election.
Okay, but then why wouldn't you be on the fence with Harris as well?
That's on the fence. That's like, straddling to both sides, man.
Okay,
I
so
don't
then
know who
why
I'm
did you
going to
say
vote
that you
for in
would vote for Donald
2028.
Trump?
In 2024, yeah, Trump versus Harris just rubbed me the wrong way. I had some worries.
And on what?
2028,
How
I have
did
no idea what I'm
how
going to
did
vote
she
for.
quote unquote rub you the wrong way?
I heard something. I don't know where the quote was. I was just like something about sex changes for prisoners on tax dollars. And
That
just
never
the whole.
happened.
Okay, that was just bullshit.
Yeah, never
Just
happened.
the stance on the LGBT just expansion. Just Trump.
What specific take did Kamala Harris have on the LGBTQ plus community that you think is
She
bad?
didn't the enabling of the 50 genders thing.
Enabling of what did she enable in terms of quote unquote 50 genders?
She just didn't nip it in the bud and make some asinine law like Trump did. There's only two genders, male and female.
Okay,
That's dramatic.
that's
on
just
Trump's
him
side.
making a claim. That doesn't do anything. It's
I know,
it's literally just for show. And if anything leads to more discrimination, like I'm confused. You're not actually defining it in any meaningful sense. Plus, gender, right, isn't quote unquote male and female. That's sex. There's a distinction.
I don't know. It just still makes me kind of uncomfortable that Kamala Harris was like part of that crowd.
Can you say Harris? Just say Harris because you can't say Kamala apparently.
Sorry, I don't have bottom teeth and I mumble.
Oh, it's fine. It's totally fine. Just Harris is preferable then.
Okay, Harris.
For sure.
Okay, where was I?
Yeah. So then what was the point you were trying to make?
I fucking totally spaced on that now.
Okay. Then what's the reason why you think Donald Trump is better than Kamala Harris? What makes Kamala Harris so bad?
Because she just didn't seem ready. She didn't bring anything to the table. I think I heard that in a previous one. Just more of the same. And Trump just seemed like hoping he wasn't bullshitting, but he was bullshitting. Just Kamala, I worried about what the world would do to
Kamala, or you could say Harris.
You're
worried about what the world could do. Again, what makes you think that we're at a greater likelihood of war if Kamala was the president?
Oh, now I think it would have already possibly happened.
And what makes you think that?
Everything just already seemed pretty messed up where I'm sitting from in California, and that was since.
What's messed up that specifically Kamala Harris caused?
I don't know specifically. I haven't followed her close enough. If you want to educate me, that would help.
Okay, then you're the one. You're the one making the claim that she caused it to be bad. I live in California. That's
I just know that
Harris.
she's been in high areas of election, and I've just driven on the roads, been with the people, and just quality of life in California has just gone down, while the prices and everything and shit has
that
gone
has
up.
nothing to do with Kamala Harris at all.
I know that's just a vague assumption in my head, though.
I understand. So then, would you like to give me something that you can actually criticize Kamala Harris for? Because you didn't provide anything you can actually criticize her for.
You're asking me why do I support Trump, not really why do I criticize him.
It has to have some. What is so bad about Kamala Harris that gets you to support such a horrible person like Trump?
She just kind of never had ideas. She just always talked crap on Trump.
She did have ideas, and she did not talk enough crap on Trump because Trump literally, there's so much shit you could say about him. She brought up that he was held civilly liable of sexual abuse like once. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, she could have talked way more shit about Trump.
That's all both sides did. That's why I was hoping for a third party, but just there wasn't one. RFK Jr. dropped out, didn't he?
Yeah. And
yeah,
even
that's
then,
why
RFK was not preferable either. RFK is ridiculous.
Yeah, he was.
Michael, thank you $2. Thank you. So then, why don't you? So what's bad about Kamala Harris? It seems like everything you've said about Kamala Harris has been misinformation, false, or just random things you've whipped out of your ass. Elida, thank you so much for the $50 for the Elevation and Snack Fund. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much,
Last governor of California,
thank you,
I think
Elida.
I liked was Schwarzenegger, and he was Republican.
Okay.
I don't know enough about politics to follow him all closely.
I'm confused. What do you like about Trump?
Just internationally, and what he has done with immigration. Just it was already going on. Always, people in Arizona say they always have immigration trucks down the highway at night, and we've always been deporting people for not doing it. If I
That
drive
doesn't.
with no
You
license,
shouldn't be deporting people who haven't committed violent crimes or bad crimes. I disagree when Democrats did it, but you understand that Donald Trump is trying to undermine the due process rights of immigrants even to a greater extent, right?
yeah, true. He went too far on his campaign promises. That's why, again, I'm on the fence. But Kamala didn't have any answers. It was just getting worse and worse. The Democratic Party, whatever, she's a figurehead for the Democratic Party. That's just kind of what I
Yeah,
saw her as.
okay, but like, how does that make her bad? If you think that she's a figurehead of the Democratic Party, couldn't you just say Trump's a figurehead of the Republican Party? Isn't that every political candidate that they're a figurehead of that party? No shit. So what specifically about that makes her bad?
I wanted to vote. I would have voted for Biden, but then his health turned.
Okay, if you would vote for Biden, but you wouldn't vote for Kamala Harris, that makes me think that you're either a racist or misogynistic. Because that's fucking insane. Clearly, Kamala Harris is a better candidate than Joe Biden. Clearly.
It was the way she usurped him.
What are you talking about? You mean the vice president steps up when the president steps down? That's what vice presidents do.
It was just... I haven't heard enough about it. I'm probably wrong on that then. But I just know people say that she did it a dirty way and just... I didn't ask enough for a source every single time. I just kind of kept it in thought, and then every time she got brought up, I just remembered it. I don't know enough about these things like most of the population. We just hear like
then why do you so then you're just coming off with a base assumption. And also, by the way, Kamala Harris is a better candidate than Joe Biden. If you're willing to vote for Joe Biden over Donald Trump but not Kamala Harris over Donald Trump, I immediately think that you're a racist, misogynistic piece of shit, because there's really no good reason to say that.
No, fuck that. It's not that. I would vote for her in 2028 if she was running, but she dropped out of the race. As long as it's not Gavin Newsom.
Wait, I'm confused. Would you have voted for her in 2024 if you could go back in time?
You asked me that earlier, and I just back then at that date, if I go back to when I thought the Ukraine war, I thought it was like on the brink of. I thought they were waiting for a Democrat.
I meant with the information that you have right now.
Right now, ideally, if I could go back and get Trump out of office and hope Kamala steadies the ship until 2028, hell yeah.
Okay.
But that day.
All right, that sounds good. That sounds good. I appreciate you. Keep it up. Keep changing your mind. Keep critically thinking. He would support Kamala Harris. That's good to hear. Silent, thank you for the $20. Thank you so much, Silent. I really appreciate the $20. Thank you so much. I'm on vacation. I just found out some of the worst news of my life. I'm trying to watch you to feel better. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Send positivity to my cat, everyone. Absolutely. Sending positivity there. I'm so sorry to hear that. I'm so sorry to hear that. Yo, what's up? How old are you? How old are you? Everyone, only send a guest request if you meet this set of criteria that I put on the screen right now. If you want to support me, as always, Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, link tree in the bio, as well as the description of the YouTube, as well as you can support me over YouTube Super Chat. I'm also going to put my Venmo and Cash App pinned on my YouTube as well. I forgot to do that. I completely forgot to do that. Also, if you're on YouTube, make sure to like this stream for the 3,300 people here on YouTube. Make sure to like the stream. We have 1.1 thousand likes, everyone. Never copies for some reason when I first do it. There we go. Okay. And then we're going to pin. There we are. All right, let's get the next person up here. Only send a guest request if you meet the set of criteria on the screen, everyone. Let's get the next person up here. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
18.
Do you support Donald Trump?
Cookie King mogs you.
Let's go to the next person. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria on the screen. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
18.
Do you support Donald Trump?
Yep.
What's your birth year?
2006.
What month?
October.
Okay. Why do you support Donald Trump?
His immigration policies.
What about his immigration policies?
How he deports illegal immigrants. No, like doesn't matter if they have a criminal record or not.
Oh, okay. So you want to deport people regardless of whether or not they're in the country, if whether or not they've committed a violent crime or bad crime. You want to deport everyone?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if Jesus came to the country undocumented, would you deport Jesus?
Jesus, what
Yeah.
what kind of question is that?
Yeah, Jesus Christ comes to the country undocumented. Would you deport Jesus?
I mean, that's just like no.
No, you wouldn't. But you said you wanted to deport everyone undocumented, even if they haven't committed a violent crime or bad crime.
Well, I mean, actually, no. I guess yeah, because
You would deport Jesus Christ?
yes, I would.
Are you Christian?
Nope.
Okay. I guess that's understandable if you're not Christian under your view. Although I don't think you should deport anyone who hasn't committed a violent crime or bad crime.
Why not?
I have a question. Have you ever watched Superman?
I have, but I don't remember anything about it.
Okay. Superman comes from Krypton. Never gets documents. Would you deport Superman?
Yeah. Yeah.
Where?
What do you mean where? Oh, where would I deport him?
Yeah.
Back to where he came from.
Krypton doesn't exist anymore.
Okay, well, somewhere that will take him, not America, because there's a different set of laws.
Someone that'll take him. So would you send him to an El Salvadorian prison?
I mean, Superman has committed crimes, so why not?
Okay, what are you, Lex Luthor, bro?
What are you talking about?
Let's go to the next person. What do you mean? What crimes is this guy talking about, bro? Let's go to the next person. Only send a guest request if you meet the set of criteria that I just put on the screen. The point is that, like, if you wouldn't deport Jesus or Superman, well, what's the reason why you wouldn't? Oh, because they're not a threat to the country. They benefit the country. Well, the same thing's true for immigrants in general, even if you consider it to a lesser degree. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
What's up?
How old are you?
28.
Do you support Donald Trump?
Yes, brother, I do.
For sure. Is there a way you can move to a room where there's a
have
little
much-
bit less background noise?
Yeah, is it better now?
Yes, it should be better now. So why do you support Donald Trump?
Well, hold on. I don't want to go into all that. I want to go into what you just said. How do you compare Superman and Jesus to be deported?
Oh,
like you can't compare those.
it's
I mean, Jesus.
It's specifically.
Jesus, you can. Yes.
It's specifically.
But Superman.
Yeah.
You can get beat the fuck up.
Okay, come on. Let's be serious. Okay, so like,
that is serious though.
You're being serious?
Yeah,
It's a hypothetical.
Yeah, but your hypotheticals don't make any sense.
You know, in the DC movies specifically, there's a cartoon movie where they have Superman imprisoned for his whole life because the government was scared of him and they imprisoned him for his whole life. And he needs to go in the sun, and he looks like super skinny, and like how he hasn't seen the sun for a really long time, so he doesn't have his powers. There's actually like comic shit about that. I'm serious, but.
Yeah, I've never seen it. My bad. That was all I had to say. Good luck.
Okay. He needs to go look at Flashpoint. Let's go to the next person. Only send a guest request if you meet the set of criteria on the screen.
Hello.
Yo, what's up? How old are you?
How are you, man?
Do you support Donald Trump?
I'm 18, yeah. I do, yes.
Okay. SQ Squirrel, thank you so much. I appreciate the membership subscription. Thank you. Why do you support Donald Trump? And how old? Wait, what's your birth year?
2006.
What month?
December.
2006. Okay, so why do you support Donald Trump?
I believe that he hasn't really done anything wrong, like, in office. Like, I think that he's made the country better at this point. Like, economically, we're doing better. I think there is some gray area on some of the things that you're talking about, that I do disagree with some of the things that you speak on. There are definitely worse people on your side than you. Like, people hate on you, but there's definitely worse. So.
Okay, so nothing wrong in office? You don't think that Trump's done anything wrong in office?
What would something like?
What about
Name me something.
not dropping the Epstein files?
Not dropping the Epstein files.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot bigger things going on right now than that.
Then
I think there is
exposing a pedophile ring.
Yeah, there's bigger like world issues than that. There's pedophiles everywhere.
Why don't we expose that? Because there's a lot of, again, influence that people are having within those particular rings, including the associations with Donald Trump. We should probably know that information. That'd be incredibly important information.
I think we need the information, but I don't think like that's number one on his priority list right now. That's probably why they haven't been released yet. You know what I mean?
No, he's actively ignoring it because he doesn't want to release it because he was told that he was in it. He's in the Epstein files.
He said he never went to the island. I mean, there's no evidence like that he was there.
He said he never went. Do you believe him? He also said that he was never told that he was on the files, and then we found out that prior to that point, he was told that he was on the files, so he lied. So why'd he lie?
Why did
if
he
he's
lie?
not implicated at all, why'd he lie?
I mean, I don't think he did.
He did. He literally said that to a reporter after he was briefed that he has never been briefed that he was on the Epstein files. So he lied.
What's something else that he's done wrong, other than that you're saying he did that?
What's something else he did wrong? He was held civilly liable of sexual abuse. He sent false slates of electors to electoral college to cast Trump votes when he didn't win to try to steal the election, incited a violent insurrection at the Capitol, pardoned the violent rioters, called them patriots, said you dated a 10-year-old girl in 10 years, bragged about walking into the changing rooms of girls in Miss GSA because he quote-unquote owns the place to inspect them without their consent, where there was an 18-year-old that came out, so there was 4 girls as young as 15 years old within these changing rooms while changing when Donald Trump would barge in.